Welcome to Higher Business, a podcast teaching you a holistic, purpose-driven, and financially rewarding approach to growing your business that allows you, your business, and your life to thrive while making a meaningful difference in the world. I'm Leticia Ringe, your coach, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Higher Business, the podcast, and our very first episode. I'm your coach and host, Leticia Ringe. In this episode, I'll be taking you through what the Higher Business podcast is all about, who it's for, who I am, and also what to expect. So first things first, what is the Higher Business podcast all about? Well, Higher Business is an approach to building, growing, and running your business that is holistic, purpose-driven, and also financially rewarding. We get into our businesses because we have something that we want to offer the world, and hopefully we believe that this makes a positive and meaningful contribution. On top of this, we get into our businesses because we want to be able to design our work and business in a way that allows us to thrive, both personally and professionally. And we also tend to get into business because we get to be in control of what our financial success looks like and on what terms we create it. So when it comes to approaching the way that you run, the way that you manage, and the way that you grow your business, you want to make sure that you're taking a higher approach to your business. You want to make sure that you're growing your business, running and managing your business with those three values in mind. And that's what the Higher Business framework and approach to growing, running, and managing a business is all about. Now, who this podcast is for is any business owner, and it doesn't matter where you're at on the business cycle. You might be deciding whether to start a business, you might be starting a business, you might be validating a signature offer for your business or a new offer for your business, you might be growing your business, and you might be scaling your business. No matter where you are on that cycle and journey, the holistic approach and the higher business approach to running your business is for you. Now, because of my work as a coach, and I've been working in the coaching industry for 7 years, many of the people that my work resonates with are those in the personal development industry, coaches, consultants, healers, and the like, and also those who work in online business and also leadership. But what I want you to know is that this podcast, while it is a business-focused podcast, it can also be applied to work in general. So no matter who you are, if you approach your work, and that's for those of you who are working for an employer, if you approach your work using an entrepreneur's mindset and also the higher business approach to your work, you'll be able to create work that allows you to thrive, your work to thrive, as well as your life to thrive. And that's in essence what Higher Business is all about. It's about growing, running, and managing our business in a way that allows us to thrive as a human, that allows us to have a thriving life, and also that allows us to have a thriving business. When we have these three ingredients all operating beautifully in terms of our personal definitions of success, that's when we feel fulfilled. That's when we feel satisfied. And that is what a successful business is. So all of these concepts can be applied to any business as well, really, to any work that you're ever doing. And so I encourage you to really consider, if you are doing something where you're being employed by another person, just to approach it as if it is a business, because you're building a brand. It gives you more power and control in the way that you look at that brand and that work that you're creating. And it also helps you when you want to transfer into other roles or other businesses, supporting them, knowing that you're the one who gets to take control of your career rather than thinking, I have to be my own business owner in order to do that. And I think that this is even more relevant in the context of today, because ever since we've been through the COVID pandemic and so many people are remote working and online, we all have more flexibility in the way we work in the world. So there are a lot more people who are moving between corporate or working for another person into entrepreneurship and business. Sometimes they're doing both at once. Sometimes you're moving from one to the other. And that's a beautiful thing. And it's more possible now because employers and the corporate world now really need to compete with the entrepreneur world in order to have great talent. So it's my personal opinion that we shouldn't close ourselves off from any opportunities. We should be open to them all, and anyone you work for, whether it's a boss or whether it's you supporting a client, you should think of them all as your clients. These are the people you're offering a service or a product to. So hire business is an approach designed for business owners. However, it can be applied to anyone in their career and also into any work that you're ever doing. Now, who am I? My name's Leticia Ringe, and I started Hire Business as an approach to building, growing, and running a business over 7 years ago when I started my own business. At that time, I'd spent 10 years working within the corporate world, within the legal industry, after spending a lot of years studying to become a lawyer, working at a law firm for 8 years, and ultimately becoming a lawyer. I worked in family law, and no matter what position I had, no matter what job I had, I kept running up against the same issue, which was that the way that I was working was not set up for my personal or professional success. So even though I was really great at what I was doing, it never felt sustainable. It never felt fulfilling or satisfying because it always felt like it came at the cost of something to me personally and at times also professionally. I wanted more control over the way I worked and also over the life I was creating. I also wanted to make sure that I was doing work that really felt aligned to me and purpose-driven. And so that's ultimately what led me into running my own business and also running a business within personal development, because I went on a mission to discover what my purpose was, to discover who I was here to serve, to also discover how I could create a life and also work that allowed me that fulfillment, success, and satisfaction I was seeking. So from the moment I started my business, I had those values in mind, and I was committed to creating work and a business that truly allowed me to thrive as a human, as well as my life to thrive. And so from the very beginning that my business was born, that is how I've approached growing my business. And very quickly, my work in personal development and supporting people to also align their work to their purpose quickly evolved into me sharing my holistic and higher approach to running a business. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Now, in addition to business and personal development, I also have an expertise with my background in coaching and family law in relationships. And running a business is all about relationships. Being a great leader, which you must be as a business owner, is also all about relationships. So the way that I approach business is not only with relationships in mind, with business in mind, but also my experience as a coach and on purpose and personal development. This is great for you to know because the way that I teach business is with all of these areas in mind. And that's what really enables me to teach a holistic approach to business. One where we're focused on how do you thrive as a human? How do you thrive across your life as a whole in order to have a successful, satisfying, fulfilling life? And then how do we do the practical things that we need to do as business owners in order to create business success, like financial results, like client results, like all of the practical things that go into running teams and managing a business. So Hire Business is where I learned how to do that. And while the framework and the approach to business continues to be something I reflect upon and learn about and grow and evolve, at this stage, I've been talking about holistic and higher business for 7 years. And so it's something that I've shared with thousands of people. And now I've decided to start a brand new podcast to put everything into one place so that those of you who want to approach your business and also your work in this way that is holistic, you'll have this education and coaching available for you. So in order to build our businesses, it's really important to be learning the skill of being in business. And so we need education. In addition to education, we also need coaching, because coaching is something that we do in order to access our answers, our version of what we're learning about. So throughout this podcast, you can expect to learn not only concepts and ideas that I'll be teaching you, but you'll also receive coaching so that you can go away and coach yourself so that you can find your own answers, which is the only way you'll be able to set yourself up for success. So what to expect on the podcast coming up is an intentional process that I'll be taking you through to help you apply the higher business approach to your businesses, and for those of you who are applying it to other areas of your work, also to the rest of your career. I'm so excited to be here with you, and I look forward to meeting you again in our next episode. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Higher Business, the podcast, your go-to resource for learning how to start, grow, and scale your business using a higher, holistic approach to business. To deepen your learning and practice, make sure you subscribe to the Higher Business Community newsletter. This is a newsletter sent to you every Wednesday to provide further coaching and education to support your business. Register to receive this newsletter at leticiaringe.com/business newsletter. And if you haven't yet left a 5-star review for the podcast, we ask that you please do that now so that this podcast can reach other listeners just like you.